welcome back to Otaku no Video. As always, thank you so much for joining me for my review of the first volume of Hikaru no Go, the manga about a board game. That's right. Now, this is drawn by Takashi Obada, who go on to draw Death Note and Bakuman, and it's written by a husband and wife team, overseen by a major Go champion. And this thing won the Shogakukan Manga Award, the Osamu Tezuka Cultural Prize, spawned a 75-episode anime series. Yeah, this thing was popular. And it's basically about a 6th grade boy, Hikaru, who finds this old Go board, Go being this ancient board game. And the Go board is haunted by the spirit of Sai, this Go champion. And Sai transfers himself into Hikaru. And the gag is that Sai really wants to play Go. So when Hikaru says, oh, it's this old game, I'm not interested, Sai becomes so emotionally overwrought at the idea of never being able to play Go again that he makes Hikaru physically ill. So Hikaru will be, dismissive, whatever. And Sai becomes all chibi, at which point Hikaru goes, which is funny. So Hikaru kind of has to play Go every so often just to let Sai blow off some steam. And Hikaru starts becoming intrigued by Go. Now, I'm not going to explain the game of Go here. Plenty of websites that do that. And read Hikaru no Go, you'll find out. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So this volume focuses on Hikaru and Akira Toya, who will obviously go on to become Hikaru's main rival. Akira Toya is about the same age as Hikaru, but is a Go genius, and he's the son of the current Go champion, all that kind of stuff. But Hikaru's amazing ability through Sai, and what Sai is basically telling Hikaru what to play, because of that, Akira is just stunned at Hikaru's ability and is very intrigued by Hikaru, who is not incredibly intense about this. He's very laid back and relaxed, and we'll just play some games and have some fun. But he's really, really good, which Akira kind of can't understand. We also get some other side characters. There's a girl, of course. There's this Go enthusiast as well, trying to start a Go club, and a few others. But Hikaru and Akira are really the focus here. And it's important because one of the themes of Hikaru no Go that sort of evolves over time is that of passion. And the idea that passion can be good and it can be bad. It can be something that gets us involved in something beyond ourselves and helps us to improve and become really good at something. It can also take over our lives. So you have to be careful of your passions and watch those and make sure they don't take over your lives. And Akira is one of these characters who is completely consumed by Go. And seeing this character who isn't completely consumed by Go and hasn't for his entire life just kind of breaks Akira's mind in a way. So we get to see that in these two characters and how they approach things. And that's really helped by the dialogue. Hikaru he uses a lot of slang, he has this very laid-back speech, whereas Akira is more quiet, a little formal, kind of clipped, and in fact, he doesn't talk much. When Hikaru and Akira talk, Hikaru tends to dominate the conversation. And that's important because in a lot of manga, everyone kind of speaks the same. There aren't distinctive styles to how people talk. And it's really important seeing this. And even the other characters are the same way. The girl is a little annoying. She asks a lot of questions. And she's kind of clingy. And it's just, you have these very different ways of people communicating with each other, which is very real. And also reveals character, which is awesome. And this is also supported by the artwork. Takashi Obada is awesome. I love his artwork. And it's interesting, actually, comparing this to, say, Death Note and Bakuman, where Death Note has this oppressive, kind of claustrophobic, dark art style. Bakuman is very detailed. Hikaru no Go is very well placed in its environments and very open. Everything is set in Go parlors, which are these stores where people come to play Go. Open air things. It's all just very open and spacious, which is really nice, especially in a shonen title for this age. It's easy to read. Also, the character designs are very distinctive. Characters have very different hairstyles, things like that, which is something that I think is lost in a lot of manga. A lot of characters will tend to look rather similar. So, that helps a lot. It makes it a lot easier to read the manga because it's very easy to distinctively tell each character. I also want to give the manga a lot of credit for the fact that it explains enough about the game of Go as you go along to understand the game without turning into a textbook, without having there be 5 pages of Go rules at any one point. So you understand enough to understand what's going on, but it's not just, okay, here's an info dump of rules and people getting excited and so forth and so on. So good job there. By the time you get a good chunk of way through Go, you're pretty well familiar with the rules of Go, and there's lots of special cases and things, but impressive, and it never slows down the story. Also, it's great seeing a shonen manga, the main character is in 6th grade, it's pretty obvious it's shonen, that's not about physical combat. This is a completely non-violent manga. And it was hugely popular. It's about a board game. That's awesome because it focuses on the characters and how they relate and the stories and those themes of passion and so forth. And how those work out in the characters' lives. So awesome there. But again, that's very much for the future. This volume is really going to give you the setup for Hikaru and Akira and those basic themes and putting together the characters. Now, I've seen the first, I think, 13 episodes of the anime, and that's a pretty straight adaptation of this manga. So if you want to see it, you're going to get that, which is, I guess, a good thing. So there are 22 volumes of Hikaru no Go. It's complete. Released in Japan. 20 volumes have been released over here by Viz, so we're nearly up to the end. And the 75-episode anime series is also available by Viz. It's streaming online. Head over to streamsuki.com for availability. So those are my thoughts on Hikaru no Go, the manga volume 1. As you can see, I was pretty impressed. And if you want to talk about Hikaru no Go or anime and manga in general, please stop by otakunovideo.net, where we're talking about all sorts of this cool stuff. And until next time, may you find more manga about interesting real-life stuff that is actually fun to watch and read.